Hey guys, it's your boy WeebieYosh
Back at it again
with some of that juicy content. Now today is a very special day because we'll be talking about a type of media that people don't do very often. Read. Now, all jokes aside, we'll be talking about manhwa, webtoon, Korean comics.
Nice.
Now, I'll briefly explain to you guys about the beginning of solo leveling and why it's such a great introduction to this world. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, solo leveling is a type of manhwa and it's becoming very, very popular because it's just so great. Now, I won't be giving any huge spoilers. I'll just be briefly explaining the beginning because I actually want you guys to go ahead and read this manhwa. It's a must read. Trust me, you guys, you won't regret it. Now, solo leveling starts off with our main character, Jin-Woo, and he starts off by telling us that he's a hunter. Now, you guys might be asking, WeebieYosh, what the is a hunter? Now, hunters in the lore of solo leveling is essentially humans with extraordinary magical powers. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to spoil anything more. Now, hunters have two things going for them. They have classes and they have ranks. Now, there are 6 ranks as far as we know. There's E, D, C, B, A, and S rank. And hunters have 6 classes, which are fighter, healer, mage, assassin, tank, and ranger. Now, unfortunately for our main character, Jin-Woo is an E rank who can barely pay for his sick mother's medical bills. Actually, Jin-Woo is so weak that he's received the name the world's weakest. Okay, how do I explain to you guys how weak he is? All right, imagine Kid Naruto. Okay, never mind. That's an insult to Naruto. Okay, imagine Shinji from Neon Genesis Evangelion. Except he doesn't have a mecha and he can heal slightly, run, and punch a little bit better than Shinji. So you can imagine he's pretty garbage. And to make things worse, he's kind of a pushover. Well, actually, in his defense, Shinji was kind of a pushover too. Anyways, let's get back to the story. Jin-Woo meets Mr. Kim, one of Jin-Woo's, I'd say, quote-unquote friends. And Bak is a retired hunter, not that interesting. And then there's Miss Hee, a friend of Sung who's also a healer. Now they all participate in this huge raid. Basically it's a huge mission which requires a party and it also requires a party leader. And what do you know, Mr. Sung stands in front of the group and asks them if they would be okay with him being the party leader. Now they all praise and respect Mr. Sung, so naturally they agreed that he should lead the raid. Mr. Sung agrees, he becomes a party leader, and they proceed to enter the dungeon portal. Now, what is a dungeon portal? These portals are basically the key to killing these monsters that have been entering the world. Once a hunter enters the portal, they can gain experience, money, items, equipment, and of course eliminate the threat of the monsters to begin with. Now, things are gonna get interesting. They have successfully finished the dungeon at this point. They've killed all the monsters. They're ready to go home. But then all of a sudden, a member of the group actually yells out, "Hey, there's another door over there. We should actually go over there and see what's in there." Now, Mr. Sung, the party leader, knowing he's responsible for all of this, he says it might be dangerous, but it is a D rank dungeon, so it shouldn't be that hard. Now, he asked the 17 people in the party to take a vote. They must take a vote if they want to go to the dungeon gate, the door, or if they want to leave and go back home. Now, it's an even 50-50, but Jin-Woo, knowing that he needs that money for his sick mom, it's just not enough to pay the medical bills, he votes yes. So they proceed to open the door and there's blue flames just brightening up the room, and huge statues are shown with instruments and swords and shields. And then there's a really tall statue in the back sitting with a crown and a magical circle. Now, this magical circle is shown in the middle while the rest of the statues are surrounding it. The party leader points out that there's some text shown on the wall. It's called the temple's commandments. Now, Jin-Woo reads them out loud. He says, First, worship the Lord. Second, praise the Lord. Then, as soon as he reads it, the gates slowly start closing. The statues then twitch and start moving. All the party members are starting to panic. I would definitely panic. Now, they were going to be stuck in there forever, so you have to understand the circumstances of why they're freaking out. A member, you know, he's panicked. He's like, you know what? I can't. And then he tries to leave, and let's just say he didn't quite make it. Then Jin-Woo looks at the statue and notices there's a beam in his eyes, and he starts screaming, "Everybody duck!" And half of the members don't listen to him, and those who did listen to him survived. Unfortunately, even their party leader, Mr. Sung, lost his left arm. Damn! I mean, it's madness. An A rank or even an S rank monster. Now, understand the situation. They are in a D rank dungeon, and somehow they got to this really terrible situation. Now, everybody's freaking out. The party leader lost an arm, and after this, the fastest man in the group just tries to make a run for it. He's confident in his speed. He's the fastest man there. He then charges up his mana on his feet and creates a shockwave going super fast. And the statue starts to develop this beam in his eye, and bam! Destroyed in one beam. It's ridiculous. So the man literally gets bodied, and Jin-Woo figures out the first rule. It says, worship the Lord. Which Jin-Woo somehow concludes that it means bow down and worship him. This guy, low-key, is a genius. Now, they all bow down to this thing. The statue is literally the devil himself. This is where we'll stop. Trust me, guys. If you think this is good, you have no idea what's coming. Now, I highly recommend this series if you're into realistic fantasy genres. It has a lot of good arcs. It has its fantastic story. It has godlike art. Very engaging for a Korean comic. I'm gonna warn you guys, once you start reading this, you're not gonna wanna stop. Remember, solo leveling. Read it, guys. Anyways, guys, that concludes my videos. If you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a like. If you want me to make more of this type of content, comment below, let me know. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon and turn on notifications. This is WeebieYosh logging out.